Everybody, welcome to Sunday Morning Stretch. I am Jen. Let's get going. Okay, we're going to start today from the ground up. My favorite way to start working on stretching and strengthening our feet. So I have my stick here, and I also have a yoga strap for later, but I'm going to place the stick into the ground a little bit closer to my feet and extend my arms away. And my arms are level, if not just a pinch down from my shoulders. And I begin by peeling one foot at a time off of the ground, nice and slow, so I can work through articulating all of the muscles and feel the bones moving in my foot. So I'm working from left foot. And then I'll go over to the right foot, nice and slow. These are our first movements with our feet of the day. And it's definitely at this point a wake up stretch. So as I do so, my knee is driving forward. I'm peeling my heel as far off the ground as I can. And the rest of my torso is remaining nice and stable. I have just gentle pressure into my stick. Okay, now I'm moving back to my original foot and I'm coming all the way up under the toes. I'm gonna work my way in circles from my instep to my heel to the outside of my foot and then back to my toes. Trying to press each toe into the ground. And now let's change directions. Again, working through those circles. Good, now let's go to the other foot, all the way up and work through your circles. If you want to close your eyes during this portion, it's a nice time, and just visualize the stillness you're maintaining in your body and the movement you're creating in your foot. Now let's go the other way. So now I'm going counterclockwise with my right foot. Instep, heel, outside of my foot, and playing the piano with each of my toes. Good, okay, now I'm gonna pause for a second and just shake my feet out. And then I'm gonna return to my initial stance, okay? And now I'm going to kind of do some chasing feet. So I'll turn so you can see me from the front, okay? And so chasing feet, I'm gonna alternate lifting one heel as the other one sinks back down to the ground. Just working on that movement in a little bit quicker fashion now. Focusing on what it feels in your foot. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more in your calf right now. You might have a little bit more pressure into your stick, stabilizing you into the ground, but your shoulders and head are still nice and level. Good, okay. All right, now let's bring our feet together nice and close. And we're going to position our stick with palms up so it's parallel to the ground and it's just a focal point for us, okay? Our feet are together and we're gonna walk heel to heel together laterally. So out and then swinging your toes over. Okay, so we're kind of doing a step laterally, but moving heels and then toes, heels and toes. Good, and come back. And you can, as you like, get big as you press your heels into the ground. And now you can raise your shoulders as you press up and back down. Okay, and return the other way. And hopefully now you're starting to feel some fatigue in the muscles in the front of your legs and also in your calves. And let's walk back to center. Good. Okay, shake those feet out. And then we'll plant them under our hips one more time. Okay, now for this next exercise, we're going to plant our stick back at parallel to our belly button, and we're gonna walk our feet out in opposition to one another, okay? So toes out, heels out. And what we're doing is lengthening our stance laterally. And we're gonna go as deep as we can for the first time which isn't as far as what we'll get to, but we're opening up our hips for the first time in the morning. Okay, so now here I've stopped. My feet are still, they're running parallel, toes pointed straight ahead. I'm feeling a gentle stretch in my inner thighs. I'm pausing here. I have my hands into my stick. Now I'm going to contract through my inner thighs to pull my toes and heels back in. Good. Okay, let's repeat that and see if we can get a little bit deeper. Walking out, heel toe, heel toe. Okay, a little bit deeper. I'm extending my arms. My hand grip is parallel to my shoulders. My feet, I'm looking at my feet, gazing, and they're still, I have my toes pointed straight forward. All right, I'm pausing here for a minute. And I'm going to squeeze through my inner thighs, drag my toes and heels back in, using those adductors. Okay, now I'm really starting to feel that area. Let's go one more time. I always work in threes to get as deeply as we can. Now, we go about this stretching exercise trying to be as relaxed as possible, okay? We might not always get deeper the third time around, but we want to be relaxed and not gripping and not tensing. So take a moment and analyze if you're feeling a little bit of extra tension or fear, where you might find that in your shoulders, in your neck. Maybe at this point it's in your quads. Okay, now grip through those inner thighs, drag those heels and toes back in toward the center. Good, nice work. Okay, let's shake those legs out. Okay, now we're gonna stay with that theme of legs, okay? So now I'm gonna take that stick and I'm gonna extend it out to my side. And I have the base of the stick in toward my feet, and the head of the stick is extended away the length of my arm, okay? Now, we are gonna work on standing on one foot, okay? So with the stick in our right hand, we're gonna balance on our left foot. We're gonna exhale and draw the knee up and back down. Exhale, knee comes up, fire through the stick and back down. Good, nice and slow, exhale and return, using that stick for balance. Let's try two more, exhale, hold, and return, and return. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise that stick and then open up to the side and come down. Okay, so raise that stick, raise that knee, pardon me. All right, so same movement. Exhale as you raise your knee out to the front, then swing the gate open, and then fire the side of the foot through the stick and bring the foot back together. Okay, so it's kind of like a standing hydrant as you were. Okay, so knee comes up, swing the gate open. Okay, then fire the side of that foot through the stick, bringing it to the ground and return. Up, out to the side, press through the stick and back down. One more, up, out, and down. Okay, now, no, we're not done. We're gonna change directions. All right, so we're gonna extend the heel out, or the foot out, so the side of the foot is into the stick. Contract, draw the knee up, swing the gate closed, and down. Now, be mindful, use that stick with which it's intended, okay? We're firing energy into the stick with our leg. We should also be firing energy into the stick from our hand to help activate our core. Swing and down. Let's try two more. Foot out, contract to raise, swing the gate, and down. Last one, out, up, in, and down. Good, so hopefully you're feeling some fire in that left glute now. Now we'll take the stick to the opposite side. Okay, so, whew, I'm getting a nice burn. All right, now we're gonna start with knee raises, okay? So back to the beginning. So the stick is in my left hand, the base of the stick is in closer to my foot, and the head of the stick is extended out as my arm is straight. Okay, exhale, knee raise. Exhale, knee raise, nice and slow. You might not be firing into the stick too much yet. We're not using it to lean or to balance, it's far enough away. We're being mindful of keeping a nice neutral spine. Good, 2 more. Exhale. Good, okay, now we're gonna lift the knees, swing the gate open, press the side of the foot into the stick and bring it down, okay? Ready? Exhale, the knee comes up, swing the gate open, fire the leg into the side of the stick, bring it to the ground and return, okay? Up, out, and down. All the while being mindful of your core engagement. So now your utilization of the stick is a bit more, right? Now we're actively using it to fire up our core. Up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. Okay, change directions. So now we go out with the leg, contract, draw the knee up, center, and down. Okay, hopefully you're maintaining good balance and stability, nice controlled movements, and you're getting a nice fire in your right glute as that left leg is working. Out, up, toward the belly button and down. Let's do 2 more. Up, belly button and down. Out, up, belly button and down. All right, shake those legs out. Nice work. Top of the morning to ya. Okay, very good. All right, now let's go to our stick. Okay, so we're gonna start with our palm, my left palm on the end of my stick. Okay, and my right hand is going to be grasping it like I'm gonna shovel, okay? But we're gonna work through some pendulums, just nice and slow, okay? So we're gonna be working through the side, and my left palm is on top of the stick. And so that's the side I wanna focus opening up first. As I swing the stick from side to side, I pause as my arm's at the top, trying to get my stick straight up and down as I'm able. And I'm pushing that stick toward the ceiling at the top, okay? I'm not really adding resistance other than my palm was at the top of the stick. So that's the resistance, but I'm not pushing in against the stick. I'm trying to stretch the muscles. Armpit, side body. Let's do 1 more. Good, okay, now switch sides. So right arm or right palm on the top of the stick, left hand is grasping. Okay, now we're swinging. Pausing as you reach that right, back of that right hand toward the ceiling. Exhale and think about releasing through the top of that shoulder to find length, okay? For those of you that have shoulder pain, be mindful of how you go here. If you feel yourself wincing because you stumble on a painful spot, only go as far as you can. Maybe it's here, maybe it's like a little cradle where you move from side to side, but you don't go stick all the way to the top. This is intended to be a gentle opener. Okay, so we just worked laterally. Now we're gonna come and work to the front. Okay, same positioning with the hands. So the right hand's on the top of the stick. And now I truly am thinking about shoveling snow, as it were. Okay, so I'm gonna reach back, same position. My hips are pointed forward, reaching back, drawing that stick straight back, and I'm gonna push it up and over my shoulder in an arc. Okay, so now I'm not only working my shoulder, I'm opening up my chest. My knees and my hips continue to point toward you. So if you are watching a screen and watching me, think about that. Are your kneecaps and your hips pointed toward me? Good. Excellent. Okay, we're going to return and move it the other way. Okay, so now my left palm is on the top of the stick. My right hand is back. My stick's going to move behind my right hip. Kneecaps and hips still pointed toward you, and I'm going to scoop up and over my left shoulder. Nice arc. My ideal is right over the top of the ceiling. Good, let's do 3 more on this side. Good, all right. So now we've done a lot of movement on the shoulder. Let's go ahead and extend our grip so our stick is parallel to the floor out in front of us. We're grasping it palms down. This work will be easy as we exhale and lift it up over our head. And then exhale again as we soften and let it fall behind our hips. Keeping our arms as straight as we're able, keeping our torso as straight as we are able. So myself, I always find a soft bend in my knee and think about sinking my hips, not forward, but back into my heels. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to twist and put the stick behind my hips, palms out. And now I'm going to slowly start twisting my spine. I'm going to use a little bit of pressure firing into the stick once that hand is in the front. Helping me to open up my shoulders, stretch through my arm and my back. Good, nice twisting motion, visualizing wringing out a towel. So we shouldn't be leaning or bending from side to side. All right, let's come back to center, and utilizing this position, we're gonna soften our knees, hinge at the hips as our fanny goes back and our shoulders go down, maintaining a nice neutral spine. This is our first hip hinge of the morning. All right, yay. Okay, press your heels to the ground to rise, contracting through the hamstrings. And then let's go repeat that, okay? Hinging, lowering your shoulders, lengthening through those hamstrings, releasing the tension in your neck. I particularly like these Sundays stretch classes in that when I do stretching during the week, I usually have my shoes on. So this is my first opportunity here to do it with shoes off. And I can feel a lot more energy through my feet, activating through the ground as I stretch. And it's nice. It's how it was kind of meant to be. All right, now I'm getting deeper into my stretch. Okay, so my hamstrings and glutes are loose. My shoulders are dipping actually below my fanny. I'm able to go more deeply, and in that way I get into my lower back. Okay, so my goal is to maintain a nice neutral spine, yet I'm still not rounding. Okay, I want to isolate. Okay, so I'm keeping a neutral back. I'm bending, exhale and lowering, maybe getting rib cage to my inner thighs. Pausing here. Maybe rocking back and forth from heels to balls of my feet. Seeing how that changes, how it feels in my body. I'm gonna stay down, or maybe I'm gonna straighten my legs just a little bit, pressing my balls of my feet through the ground, lengthening away, my hips reaching for the ceiling, and I get a deeper stretch here. Good, and I'm gonna soften slightly, focus on contracting through the hamstrings, and rise. All right, nice job. Okay, I'm gonna stand, let the blood settle back down, and then we're gonna go back after it, okay? So the first stretch that we're gonna do, getting into our rotational movement today, is the windmill, okay? So I'm gonna give you a diagonal view, okay? And for those of you that are tall, the longer the stick, the closer to your wingspan, the more beneficial the stretch is, okay? So this is about my wingspan, maybe a couple inches short. But if you had a 6 foot or even a 6.5 foot stick, it would be more ideal for this stretch in particular for windmill, okay? So I'm planting this stick extended out from my belly button right at my midline, and I'm gonna grasp it at the top with my left hand. And I'm gonna take my right hand and extend it out, palm up, and then I'm gonna externally rotate so my pinky's on top and my thumb's on bottom. Soften my knees, and now I'm gonna hinge as my right hand slides down the stick. And as it slides down the stick and I hinge, my chest is going forward into the stick, and that's my goal. So my nice tight grip at the top of my stick in my hinged hips, chest to the stick. Now I get a nice little rotation in my low back. Good, okay, now I'm gonna reverse that, pulling myself up. Let's go one more time. Okay, resetting my stick, extending my right hand palm up and then externally rotating so my pinky's on top and my thumb is on bottom. Soften my knees, hinging. Right hand slides down, chest reaches out to meet the stick. And ideally, my arms are lengthened from top to bottom. So they're straight and not bent. Good, okay, soften your knees, pull yourself back to upright, and let's switch sides. So right hand's at the top of the stick, left hand arm I'm gonna extend, palm up, and then externally rotate, turning the pinky on top, thumb on bottom, grasping the stick with a nice slippery hand. Okay, now left hand slides down, hinging at the hips, chest is going forward to meet the stick, and I have a nice strong grip with my right hand at the top of the stick. And I'm trying to get my arms as straight as I can here. Good, okay, pull yourself back up. We'll try that one more time. All right, extend that right or left arm, palm up. All right, rotate, so pinky's on top, thumbs on bottom. All right, start sliding that hand down the stick, start hinging at the hips with soft knees. Allow your chest to melt in toward that stick. Allow that right arm to go straight, and you're hanging from the top of the stick. Good, okay, pull yourself out of that stretch. Nice job. Okay, good, all right. Shake that out. We're gonna revisit our hamstrings for just a minute, and then we're gonna do another rotational stretch. Okay, so here we are in a neutral stance with parallel feet. Okay, I want us to be in a split stance. So we're gonna take a step forward with the left foot and a step back with the right. Okay, now please notice that my feet are still parallel to my hips. I'm not wide, okay? There's parallel lines like tracks running, okay? My left knee is bent and forward a little bit, okay? So I'm not back with a straight left leg. The leg that's in front has a bent knee. The leg that's in back, which happens to be my right, is straight, okay? So now we're gonna work on hinging forward here, okay? So we have the stick behind our hips, and palms out. So that's helping us to keep our shoulders back. All right. That's important because we don't want to round our spine. We want to go down neutral. So draw that belly button in and start hinging at the hips, melting forward, soft tops of shoulders. Okay, the leg that's forward, that's the one that we're trying to stretch here. In this split stance, you might feel a little challenge to your balance. So it's good that you have socks and shoes off and you're feeling your active foot into the mat. All right, think about where you're feeling the stretch. Hopefully it's in your left hamstring and left glute if that's the leg that's forward. Perhaps you're feeling it in your calf and the right leg that's back. All good. Okay, now exhale, dig that left heel into the ground. Engage your pelvic floor. And come up. Okay, so this is a single leg hinge. So it's a stretch, but it's also a strengthening move, okay? So as we go down, we're lengthening that hamstring and glute. Stretch, long, long, long. Exhale, dig the heel in, contract and come up. So we're trying to isolate that hamstring. Let's continue. Lengthen and stretch, forward hinge, and then heavy heel, contract through that hamstring, come up. Let's do it 2 more times. Neutral spine, forward. Find your balance, find that length. Dig the heel into the ground. Exhale, come up. Last one, forward. Exhale, contract to come up. Okay, good. Now let's switch sides. All right, we got good blood flow in that left side. Excellent work. And now right leg is forward with knee bent, left leg is back and straight. Parallel shoulders, parallel hips, yep. Okay, now let's start melting forward into our hinge. Ooh, and my right side is tighter. This is why we do unilateral work. We can feel our weaknesses, our tightnesses. All right, here we are, hinge forward. My belly's resting on my left or my right thigh. I'm gonna dig my right heel into the ground to contract my right hamstring and return to upright. Lengthen as I melt forward. Exhale, dig the heel into the ground to come up. Melt forward. Exhale. Good. All right, melting forward, lengthening in the hamstring and glute. Contract that hamstring and glute to rise. Good. One more as I melt forward. Heavy heel, contract and rise. Okay, bring your feet together. Nice work. Okay, now we're going to go into more rotational, more hamstring work. So we are going to do slap shot. Okay, so the stick is behind my hips and my palms are facing you. And I'm back to my parallel stance, not a split stance, but I'm past neutral. I'm wider than my hips, okay? The wider I get in my stance with this movement, the more deep and intense my rotational stretch will be. So you may want to modify this as you go, okay? All right, so now let's start with our hinge, melting forward till you get shoulders parallel to hips. Now we pause and we exhale as we start rotating at the waist. The right hand is reaching for the ground and we plant it right below the belly button. Okay, then you turn your gaze up and over your left shoulder and your left hand is reaching for the ceiling along with the stick. Okay, pause for a minute, releasing the tension out of your neck. Feel your weight evenly distributed. All right, now gently unplug the stick, rotate back to center and rise. Okay, nicely done. Let's go again after that same side. Okay, so we're gonna melt forward. Now we're parallel. Exhale, driving that right hand toward the ground. Try and get past your belly button and plant the stick. Then turn up and over and look over your left shoulder and lengthen. Evaluate where you're carrying your body weight. Good, I'm still pretty even. Good, unplug the stick. Gently rotate back to center and rise. Okay, here we go. Last stretch on this side. I'm not going to modify my stance. I feel pretty good about where I have my feet planted right now. Okay. All right, let's start with our hinge. Okay, once you find your hinge, then you're going to exhale and rotate. Drive that right hand toward that left foot. Okay, now you're going to gaze up and over that left shoulder. And then as you're able, bend the right knee, straightening the left. So you're in a lateral lunge. And this is where it gets deep. Pause in this position as you're able. Good, now press through that right foot, bringing you back to even weight distribution. Unplug the stick, rotate back to center and rise. And now your left arm is longer than your right. Feels that way. Probably not true, but it feels that way. Okay, now let's get after that other side, okay, folks? All right, so nice long grip on your stick. All right, release that tension in your neck, that little tiny bit of fear you might have. We're gonna go about this slowly, all right? All right, so now let's melt forward. Shoulders parallel to hips, gaze down to the ground. And then exhale as you rotate, left hand right below belly button, plant the stick, and then gaze up and over the right shoulder. Nice and easy. Releasing your tension. Good, unplug the stick, rotate back to center and rise. Okay, I'm trying to shift my hair so it doesn't land on my face as I go back to that same side. So let's hinge forward. Start rotating, so left hand's going past the belly button, maybe almost toward the right foot. Plant the stick and gaze up and over the right shoulder, lengthening the right arm as much as you can and the left. And breathe. And soften. Excellent. Now unplug the stick from the ground, rotate back to the center and rise. A cleansing breath before we go after our last stretch here. So go as deeply as you can. Don't go overboard. If it starts hurting, back off. That's not the ideal, okay? Go in relaxed as we hinge. Shoulders parallel. Exhale and rotate, driving left hand as close to the right foot as you can to plant the stick. Gaze up over the right shoulder, and then go into a lateral lunge where the left knee is bending and the right leg is straightening. Try to keep your weight in your heel or balanced in your foot. Don't get into your toes. One more breath. And then press through that left foot to come back to up to even weight. Unplug the stick, rotate back to the center, and rise. Excellent. Okay, so your arms may feel like noodles now. That's all right. Now we're gonna learn a new stretch, and hopefully we're really warmed up for this. We're gonna give it a try, okay? This next stretch we're going to do is called scorpion. Now I haven't done it in a while, but I'm pretty warm, so hopefully it is gonna go well for me. Now what we do is we use our stick and we get all the way down to the ground, and we are prostrate on the ground, okay? So we're gonna lay on our belly, and the stick is gonna be, we're not gonna lay on it with our chest because that would hurt. It's gonna be right above our chest. Okay, and we're gonna grasp the stick on each end. So your arms are long on the stick, and we're on our bellies and our legs are back. Okay, now what happens here, if you can imagine a scorpion in real life, you probably have a good idea of what we're going to do here. One leg, we're gonna contract and lift and wrap over to the other side. Now the key to this rotational stretch is a good strong grip on the stick. If we think about stabilizing our torso on the ground, you know, it would be our chest now that we're trying to stabilize on the ground, and our shoulders. So by grasping the stick in both hands, we're trying to keep that side down. And as the leg lifts up and over, that side that lifts, that pelvis, that hip is going to come off a little bit, but this side's going to stay tagged down, anchored into the ground. So that's where our rotational stretch is going to happen. Be mindful, okay? If you're worried about your low back, maybe you want to consider and just watch this stretch, particularly if you don't feel really loose after the work that we've done so far, okay? All right, so here I am. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can try and gaze down a little bit. All right, so I have the stick above my chest, so I'm not crushing myself. Okay, and I have my grip on both ends of the stick, and I'm gonna exhale and contract through my hamstring to lift my left leg off the ground. And now I'm gonna grip even harder as I let my leg fall up and over to the right. And I'm trying to make my leg a dead weight as it curls up and over. And I really, at this point, have rolled onto the right side of my pelvis. Okay, good. I'm going to return my pelvis back to neutral, return my leg back down to neutral. I'm going to try that one more time on this side, okay? So I'm going to bend at the knee, so my heel's up toward the ground with my left foot, and then contract through the hamstring to lift it up off the ground and let it fall over to the right. My grip on the left side is even stronger now because my weight is carrying me over to the right. So I need to grip to keep myself down. But I'm trying to exhale and be relaxed in the stretch that I'm feeling now in my low back. All right, now gripping my stick, I'm going to contract left armpit to hip to return my pelvis back to the ground and return my leg back down. All right, now let's go after the other side. Okay, so my legs are extended out, bend at the knees and the heel toward the ceiling from the right leg. Now exhale and contract, lifting the leg off the ground. And then let it swing over to the left side of your body. Your right side of your pelvis is off the ground. Gripping firmly with your right hand to hold your chest to the stick. Now you can do one of two approaches. Some people like to reach for the ground with their right heel. I prefer to just let my leg be a dead weight right now. Good. Now I'm going to contract armpit to hip on the right side, returning my pelvis. Return my leg back down, and I'm going to do that one more time. Okay, pulling that heel up on the right leg so it's toward the ceiling and I'm bent at the knee. Contract through the right hamstring to float the leg up, and then exhale as you let it fall over the left side of your body. Try to keep your chest close to the ground, close to your stick. Okay, now contract right armpit to hip to return your pelvis back to the ground, and let your leg fall to the ground as well. Good. Okay. Well, now that I'm on the ground, it's a great time for us to access our quads. Okay. So now I'm going to turn onto my right side. And I have my right arm underneath my body. So I have my shoulder tucked under, so there's a nice space there. If I need to, I can curl my arm and rest my head, okay, to support my neck. But if I don't need to, we can keep that arm extended straight out from our shoulder. Now with my left hand, I'm gonna reach back for my left ankle. Even if I need to open up my hips at this point, that's fine. So my knees are separated. Maybe my left knee is toward the ceiling so that I can grasp my foot. Okay, once I have a nice grasp on that, then I'm going to gently let my knees fall together. Okay, and I'm going to pull my heel toward my fanny. Nice and easy, keeping my lat nice and strong to support that. And then as I'm able, I can start moving my knee backward, okay? So it's back and away from the bottom knee. And now I'm opening up even more in my quads, the muscles in the front of my leg, and that stretch is traveling up to my hip flexors. Those big muscles that connect the lower half and upper half of your body, around your creases, as I like to call them. Good. Now return your knees together, release the grip on your ankle. And now we'll shift over to the other side. So I'll do a little baby break dance move. Okay. And now I'm on my left side. Okay. And my left arm is extended out. My left shoulder is tucked under. It's not up near my ear. Okay. My knees are stacked together. My top hand, my right hand is going to reach for my left ankle, opening up my knees. And then once I get a nice grasp, I'm going to allow my knees to fall together again. Now you might be tight here. Our quads can get to be a muscle that's hard to stretch if we have knee problems. If it hurts to bend them this much, okay? But it's important. If you had your yoga strap right now, it might be a useful tool that you could wrap it around your ankle and then grasp the end of it and loop it over your shoulder to get this stretch. Okay, now let's go ahead and send that knee backwards to open up even more. Lengthen that stretch into your hip flexors. Deepen the stretch in your quads. Feel the strength in your lats, helping to support this stretch. Good. Now release the ankle. Let your feet return to their position. All right, now, lucky me, I have my yoga strap pretty close. Okay, I just kicked it toward myself, and I'm going to kick my stick out of the way because I don't need it now. And I'm going to roll over onto my back. Okay, so if you need to, find your yoga strap. And then find your way onto your back. Okay, so I have my strap in hand. But before I begin this next section, I just want to calm my mind for just a minute. I'm into my last series of stretches. And as I'm laying on my back for the first time, I want to feel my spine in its, I guess, naturally formed state where life has taken me with my spine. All right. Relax and feel heavy into the mat, feeling your head sink in, feeling your shoulder blades soften through your chest. That's a constant reminder for me. I tend to want to tense through my chest, but soften and relax. Maybe feel the heaviness around your rib cage, right below your underarms into the mat, feeling your elbows, feeling some of your rib cage, and then you feel that lightness in your lumbar area. Hopefully you have a little bit of space there before it goes down and that your pelvis is resting in the mat. And then finally your feet into the mat with your knees pointed straight up. Couple of nice exhales here. As you inhale, feel your rib cage expand. As you exhale, feel your pelvic floor lift, your deep low belly wrap, and then your rib cage close. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now go ahead and lengthen your left leg so it's extended straight out onto the mat. You can feel your calf and your heel. And we'll take that strap and we're going to wrap it around the arch of your right leg. Okay, and so we have the strap in each hand and elbows in, and lower your leg to the point where you can sense that you are not contracting through your muscles and it feels like a dead weight into the strap, supported by your elbows and lats. Okay, this is our starting point. Make sure that your foot is pointed straight, all right, toward the ceiling. And now we're going to exhale and think about our anchored hips into the mat as we start contracting from our biceps to pull our leg up toward the ceiling or the sky, depending if you're indoors or outdoors right now. And continue to contract through the biceps, not through the quads. Your quads are relaxed. Those muscles are shortening, but you're not actively contracting through them. Your quads and your hamstrings have an agonist-antagonist relationship. So our hamstrings are lengthening, our quads are shortening, but I'm not gripping them. Right now, I'm just gripping through my biceps as I create this hinge in my arm to pull my foot up. Good. Now I'm going to release just a little bit. Okay. And now I'm going to internally rotate my femur in my hip joints. So sending my right toe toward my left shoulder. Okay. And my heel is now moving kind of toward my right shoulder. I'm going to put my right palm down and the strings or the straps are both in my left hand. And I'm going to contract with that left bicep and pulling my rotated leg up. And I've now transferred that stretch into my outer hamstring. Keep those hips down. You're not going to be able to go as deeply here. This is a pretty intense stretch. So pause when you feel like, whew, that's a good stretch. Yikes, that hurts, Jen. Or maybe you have some tingling in your toes. Okay, now go ahead and bend at the knee. Bring that foot to the ground, extend that leg out. and switch. So now I have my left foot, the arch in the strap, and my right leg is extended out. And now I'm gonna start on my left leg. Okay, so I'm gonna hit that reset. Hips are anchored into the ground. Elbows are in, I have straps in either hand. And my leg is dead. Okay. And I'm gonna exhale and breathe as I contract through my biceps to start pulling my leg up the sky. Toes are pointed straight ahead. Good. Try and pause at that position that you found where you're really at the end of your stretch. Maybe you can melt 1 more millimeter. Good. Now release the strap a little. Okay, lower the leg and now internally rotate in the hip joint. So left big toe is now pointed toward the right shoulder. Left heel is pointed more toward the left shoulder. Move those hand straps into the right hand. Left palm is down. Now you're going to begin pulling with that left bicep, raising the leg at this rotated position, getting into that left outer hamstring. Yikes. Pausing at my end point here. Good. Now I'm bending at the knee. Whew. Good. Okay. Now I have the strap around my left foot. I'm going to go ahead and cross my right leg in there into a figure 4. So my right ankle is on my left knee. I still have the strap around my left foot. I'm going to bend that left leg. Okay, my right elbow is going into my right, the muscly part above my right knee. And I'm going to start contracting through my biceps and try and pull my left knee toward my chest, relaxing through my hips, try and keep them down. You should feel this in your right butt. Your gluteus piriformis. Good, now relax. Change legs, so now I've extended my right leg out so the arch of my foot is in the strap. I'm gonna cross my left ankle over my right knee. So now I'm bent at the left and my left elbow is into my left knee. Bending the right leg. A little bit of energy into that left elbow as I start contracting and pulling the right knee in toward my chest. I find everyone has a good side and a bad side, or bad side being the more tight side. So be patient and accepting over your tight sides. Work with them as much as you can. Okay, good. Now, let's go ahead and set the straps to the side and bring that right foot down. And now we're gonna let those legs in that cross-legged position, left leg on top, we're gonna twist over to the right side, okay? And ideally, let's try and let our legs fall to the ground, releasing all that tension. Okay, this is our last rotational stretch. Your arms should be out to your sides with palms down. If you can get them parallel to your shoulders while keeping your shoulder blades on the ground, that would be great. If you can't, that's okay. Move your arms down into a position where you can feel your shoulder blades on the mat. Using that right hand, you can press down on that twisted assembly of legs there. So my right hand is on my left knee. My left palm is out. And I'm getting a nice long stretch from my left armpit to my left hip. Good. Okay, now I'm going to come out of that stretch, move it over to the other side. So my knees are returning toward the ceiling. I'm going to cross my right leg over my left and allow it to fall to the left side of my body. Good. And finding that position where I can release in my inner thighs. My left hand's going to go on top of my right leg. My right arm is extended out. Trying to get my shoulder blades down. I'm feeling that big stretch in my low back today. Good. Okay, now I'm going to draw my knees toward the ceiling again. Untangled. And I might roll over to my left side as a way to get up, actually. And so I'm going to plant my right hand into the ground, pressing my torso up. And I'm returning to my seated cross-legged position to say thank you for joining me for my Sunday stretch class today. There will be no class next Sunday in honor of the 4th of July holiday. So I hope you are able to revisit our stretch classes on our YouTube channel. If I don't see you this week, have a happy 4th of July. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Bye.